Ted Lou Fitness comprises of myself and two other personal trainers. We're based out of a personal fitness studio for trainers only at 8th and Cambie. And the fact that it's trainers only, it leads to a nice, non-intimidating atmosphere that you often get at a lot of the other commercial gyms. So there's no meatheads walking around, intimidating a lot of people. And you'd be surprised how often or how many of my clients I get who actually are intimidated by going into the gym. We do our training one-on-one, in doubles, and also small group training. One thing that we're really good at is helping our clients not only physically, but emotionally. We're good at finding their trigger points and helping them break through their own personal barriers that are holding them back of achieving their fitness goals. As my guest Darren mentioned, we've helped him a lot today. So I'm going to ask Darren to come up here, and I'm going to show you guys where he started at. So a few years ago when he first started with us, this was Darren, and yeah, a little bit differently here. And as you can see, this is Darren now. So I'm just going to let Darren talk a little bit about his experience with us.
Yeah, so quite the transformation, actually. Not all due to Ted Lou Fitness, but he had a large role to play. About 5 years ago, about 4 years ago, actually, came to Ted because I wanted to start training to lose weight. I was about 360 pounds at the time. And I knew, because I was a former athlete, I played rugby for Canada, under 19s. So I knew that I had to get moving. But I wasn't committed at the time. So we did a few training sessions, and then I came back again. So I kept coming back like a bad fungus. Came back again prior to my wedding in 2009. And by this time, I had lost a bit of weight because of uncontrolled diabetes, actually, although I didn't know it at the time. I came back, and we worked towards looking good for my wedding. But I still wasn't that committed. I was still dealing with lifestyle challenges. I'm an oil and gas executive, and I worked mostly in the international arena. So we did make it to the wedding. It was a great wedding, a great party. I did look pretty good, not as good as I do now. And then the next time I came back, three times a charm. The next time I came back, I had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I probably had it for about 2 or 3 years. I had lost the first 100 pounds as a result, mostly of the diabetes. So the third time I contacted Ted would have been in February of 2011, and this time it was a bit of a different discussion, and it was more about, I knew that I needed to get moving right away, and that's part of dealing with diabetes, and I was also dealing with alcoholism as well. So it was a holistic approach that was required, and my first call was to Ted, and the rest is history. I lost another 45 pounds, and Ted has used a holistic approach, so not just the physical, but also the emotional, intellectual. So I highly recommend Ted Lou Fitness.
Great. Thanks, Darren. So Darren's a really good example of a client that we have to shift how we approach our approach to him. So when he first came to us, it was about looking good for his wedding. The second time, it was more about surviving. So thanks for coming in, Darren. Now, our rates range anywhere from the $65 to $75 for a single one-on-one session. Our doubles rates, if you're training with somebody else, is $45 to $50. One thing that we don't do, that a lot of other trainers do, is we don't lock our trainers into contracts or packages. It's a month-to-month relationship, and we just keep going until they tell us otherwise. And how can you guys refer to us? Well, one thing we make it easier for you guys is anybody you do refer to us gets a free session up front, just to see if we are the right fit, to do a little one-on-one meet and greet. And we actually take them out onto the gym floor and do an actual workout with them. And also, every BNI member gets 2 free sessions with us. That way, it makes it easier for you guys to refer to us if you've actually experienced it and know what we do.
For your group sessions, you mentioned that you do have group rates. To block an hour of your time or one of your trainers' time, what would be the minimum number of people that you would like to see in that group to get your undivided attention?
For our group rates, we can customize it. I don't like to charge too much for it, and I don't like the groups to be too big. So if we can get about 5 people for the small groups, I can comfortably charge $25 a session for that and make it work. Okay. Thanks.